Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch House of the Dragon Season 2, Episode 6. If you don't know me, I'm reacting to House of the Dragon, for sure this Season 2, but also all of the Season 1. If you want to see my reactions and my thoughts to all of these episodes, if you want to rewatch maybe all of these episodes, you're gonna find the link, for the playlist that I made for House of the Dragon right there into the eye, and you're gonna have, I'm sorry, I have an air bothering me. And you're gonna have all of my reaction videos into the chronological order, so you don't have, to intervene and to change anything. Really, YouTube is gonna do the job. Don't worry about it. Right there, this episode, like, Aegon, are you gonna die or not? You have to choose at some point. Really, end of the episode 4, I was so sure that Rhaenys was dead that it was not even a question, but also that Aegon was dead. So to discover during the previous episode that in fact no, the guy was still alive, okay, truly badly hurt, but we know how it is with shows and all. We know that if you're not dead, during a certain moment, it means that the writers, they are letting a door open for this character to come back, and clearly I'm beginning to think that maybe Aegon is gonna come back. The fact that he's burnt but only a part of his face, all of the thing with Aemond who wants to take the throne, all of that power, and in fact is responsible for what is happening right now to his brother because he decided to burn, not himself, through his dragon, to burn Rhaenys and Aegon at the same time. Like, he made that sacrifice. Okay, we have an enemy, I'm gonna make that enemy fall with the king himself. Normally it's not what you're deciding. It's okay to sacrifice a soldier, not your king. So yes, I'm beginning to think that Aegon is gonna come back, and the fact that at the end of the last episode we have him talking, like, he's not talking directly to Alicent because she was too far away to hear him, but the fact that he talked to her and he said mommy, not even just mom, it would have been already amazing, but mommy, like a little kid who is so hurt, sad, desperate, and is calling for his mommy. That was sweet. Clearly Aegon is not a character that I would describe as sweet, but that moment, that scene, that little sentence like that, said like that, at this moment, that was sweet. So now I want for Aegon to come back to see if he learned from that experience, if he's gonna change after that, to see how everyone is gonna react, for sure Alicent, but also for sure Aemond, like how everyone is gonna react if he can truly return from that. Is it gonna change him a lot, and in what direction? Is he gonna be colder? Is he gonna be more on Alicent's side? Like, I'm wondering, and I want to see that, so I want for Aegon to come back. Maybe also because Aemond on the throne, I'm a little like Alicent, his own mother, I'm a little like, no, it's not supposed to be like that, what can you do? That's gonna be awful. And at the same time, how much I love how Aemond's character is written. I think that is one of the more complex characters of this show, even more, for example, than Daemon, who is so, I don't know how to say it. At least during the first season he was interesting, even if I didn't appreciate a lot of things that he did, and in particular his relationship with Rhaenyra. I'm not gonna come back to it. The fact that she's young, the fact that they are from the same blood, the fact that in fact he wanted just power, and yeah, he did that ambition during a long time and all, and he finally revealed it during this season. But really during this season, what is happening to Daemon, I think that I'm not the only one who is a little like, he's doing his stuff on his own, he's not even progressing with that, no one cares truly about what he's doing. Just to say that he's supposed to be a complex character because he has all of these different sides. Not for me. For me, really, Aemond is really more complex for how it's his right hand, and since the beginning, since he was a kid, he was always an outcast, they were mocking him, all of the story with his eye, after that still considered as an outcast, still mocked by Aegon, all of that story also with this war, you know, that he has, was the age of his own mother, and how she is with him like a mother, like really, for me, it's truly complex and interesting to follow as a character, but I would not want him on the throne. If I was, you know, Alicent or any character into the Hightower side, I'm not sure that I would want him on the throne. On Rhaenyra's side, for sure we lost Rhaenys and that was awful. Rhaenyra, she asked to Corlys to be her hound, and normally he accepted, and that's gonna be great. Just, you know, as an homage to Rhaenys and the fact that she died for Rhaenyra because she believed into Rhaenyra, and really she sacrificed herself for that cause, we can say it like that, because we saw it, she came back into the fight even if she knew that she would die. Like really, she gave her life for Rhaenyra, so as an homage to her and what she did, you can't go with the Hightower for sure, but it would be even better to fight for what she believed into. I really hope that it's gonna happen like that. And at the end of the previous episode, we had that discussion with Jake about the fact that they're gonna search for bastards, Targaryen bastards, or just Targaryen from, you know, a far bloodline, to have some hope that maybe one of them can be a dragonrider, and that's what they need and that's what they miss right now. That's why maybe we were following during all of this time that guy who says that he's from the same bloodline and all. Like, I had really trouble to understand why we were following him, but now maybe we know. The fact that for now, you know, he's blocked into the town and all, he can't get out, it can be hard for Rhaenyra to have him, and maybe he can be discovered by Alicent and her side before, I don't know. But yes, okay, this is a war, and that's it, we're into it, it finally began, but it's a war of dragons. They are more important at the end than really allies, armies and stuff like that. If you have a dragon, a bigger one, or more dragon than the other side, you can win a fight, so you can win the war. So not only you need dragons, but you need dragon riders. And they miss that on both sides. So yes. We still have 3 episodes to finish this season, so it's a lot, you know, 3 episodes of 1 hour each. It's gonna be still long. I'm saying that, you know, because I'm thinking about the chronology, what we can expect. You know that I didn't read the books, you know that I'm afraid of spoilers, so I'm avoiding them as hell, so I don't know truly what to expect. But for what I'm thinking, like for example for Aegon, who can come back at some point, 3 episodes it's a lot, you know. For me, for what I imagine, for now just 2 episodes it's enough, so I'm really wondering what is gonna happen that for now I can't think about and which is gonna change everything. And normally we're finishing a season with a big event, something which is gonna change everything, and for now, I don't know. I can't predict it, I can't even imagine it, I think. But I'm impatient because really I can see that this show is evolving in a good way, with going deeper with the characters, with the battles also, like they are so cool, like we had them, you know, into Game of Thrones. And yes, now that the war finally began, it seems more interesting, you know. A little more, like at least in comparison of the beginning of this season, for which I had the impression that we were not progressing and we were just waiting for it to happen. Now that's it, we're into it. Okay, I'm gonna stop this intro right now, let's go for this episode. Remember that if you want to have my Patreon, on which you can have a longer reaction part with the level 2, or the full reaction part with the level 3. You have these reaction videos 1 day sooner, you have everything in full opacity and in just one video. So if you want these advantages and to support me, it's through my Patreon, and if you just want to support me without having advantages, you have right now my crowdfunding that I'm organizing. You have the links, all of the links into the description if you want that, if you want to support this girl. I'm a little reactor on YouTube and on Patreon, so each little help is appreciated for Patreon, even if it's just for 1 month, just for the time of House of the Dragon. It can be cool if you want and if you can. Only if you want and if you can. Okay, let's go for this episode!
It's time you set out for Harrenhal, I think.
Your Grace, if Daemon prevails in the Riverlands, I no longer have the numbers to challenge him. We lost much of Brook's Rise, as you well know.
The longer we wait, the more chance he will prevail.
I must think wisely. We would do better to await the High Tower host and set out in good time.
There is no time. It's a fortnight's march to Harrenhal.
I understand that you think that
I'll fly out to meet
you have to put everything into arena.
My uncle is a challenge I welcome, if he dares.
I'm not sure it's wise, but I understand.
I caution you, Aemond. Boldness is one thing, but
Overconfident
overconfidence.
your place on the small council.
You want to say what?
Aegon is
Not dead.
serve the realm well. At a time of need.
You're gonna...
Representatives are no longer obliged.
Councils need a temperate
There are
voice.
more than enough of those, if you ask me.
You have the impetuousness of youth. And its arrogance.
Not only you're not listening to her, but you're gonna thank her.
I'm sure you'll be much pleased to return to more domestic pursuits.
Because she's a woman. We're continuing with that.
The indignities of your childhood not yet sufficiently been avenged.
You have the gratitude of the crowd.
And I see now that to do that, I need more dragonriders. For Vermithor and Silverwing. And for Seasmoke, who I believe misses his bond.
But there are no more in your family, Your Grace. Your younger sons are babes.
You are of noble birth. And I had always heard, as you know, that the Darklings and the Targaryens had some...
I'm not sure he can do it. For sure, I trust more that the guy that we are following for no reason since the beginning. In fact, we are following him for that reason.
I must protest, Your Grace, the risk involved in such a venture. I am but a man. The dragons are gods. Your Grace honours me beyond what I deserve.
You understand your peril, Sister. I do not compel you to do this. To claim a dragon, you must also be prepared to die.
I will understand the risk and I accept it with gladness. I swore to warn my queen with all my strength and to give my blood for hers. That is my oath.
Such an honor.
Then perhaps the gods will favour us.
Ah! What dream now?
Did you say it? The heir for a day. My family was just destroyed. You should have been at my side. You have no allies at court but me. I have only defended you. In everything I've given you, you've thrown back in my face. I've decided to name new heir. You are to return to Runestone and your lady wife at once. And you are to do so without quarrel. No! Open the door! Open the door!
You can't get out. That's symbolic. You don't want to get out, you can't get out. You're begging to get out, but you can't. Ah, the symbolic of that is more interesting.
You aren't going to bid me farewell?
There's something wrong with me. Someone poisoned me. Food, the wine.
It does not please you, you run. Dragonstone, Stepstones, Pentos, Harrenhal.
We can let you know where it be.
There are older things in this world than you or I or a living memory. You are not the player.
on the board. As am I, for that matter.
Everyone.
I'm not like you.
You're better and bigger.
She never even wanted it. The crown. She spared it no thought.
Well, that's perhaps why your brother gave the crown to her. Viserys never wanted it himself, if you recall. He came to him, and he did his best. It's not a prize to be won, but a burden to bear.
He never understood that.
If you have any counsel for dealing with the River Lords, I'd be glad of it.
Daemon Targaryen asking for help?
Counsel.
To her.
Till his wisdom has kept the river houses in line for centuries, they would kill each other to the last man if it were not for their liege lord. But for over Tully is their lord paramount. They will never raise their banners as one. Rivermen are made of mud.
I need help, Alice.
Do nothing now. In 3 days' time, the winds will shift.
Are you gonna listen to her? No, not the sword.
Seasmoke. Rhaenyra.
Rhaenyra! Do not show fear.
Rhaenyra. Rhaenyra. Seasmoke.
Oh, you look amazing, Seasmoke. Like that. Wait. Predictable. Okay.
Makes you sick, doesn't it? Knowing they're banqueting every night at the castle, while we go without. That can't be true. Feasting and merriment for the new Prince Regent. And people always acting so correct. I'll tell you, there's no penny pincher. Brats of lamb, my love. Mince pies, honey cakes, beef and gravy.
Aye, right.
To make people mad. Like, we know that Rhaenyra, she had a plan to maybe create rumors, to have more people on her side, inside, with that kind of speech, you know, rumors.
But never while our small folk went without.
Aye. But he's gone now, and his rightful heir denied her seat.
I myself, if you recall, was in favour of treating with Lord Morton to march on Rook's Rest, a more conventional approach. True, not as sensational. Its numbers were few, but we may yet retain.
Really, our emotions, we could have read them on our face. You shouldn't talk to her like that, she's a queen. At some point you forgot about it, about the fact that you can't talk to her like that. You're giving advices and counsels, but you're not deciding at her place and you can't lecture her like that.
There is good news to be had. The Smallfolk of King's Landing are listening. They were ready enough to hear. They are hungry and they need someone to blame.
See? This rumors.
We have laid the kindling early. Tonight we will light it.
It occurs to me that your grace has yet to name a hand.
You, maybe?
Do you take me for a fool? the contrary. I've little patience for the self-important, Lord Laris, and even as for flatterers and ex-fiddles. We do ours if Addam's correct. Never king needs hand. I'll make it your responsibility.
Ah.
A prince who doesn't honour another considers for
Not a service hand you towed to fetch him. Send word to Otto Aegon.
That's actually a good decision.
I'm happy to report that His Grace the King has regained consciousness this morning, if only for a few minutes.
You said there was little hope.
And apparently we can open
This
that.
morning, he may yet live. Thank the gods.
Would that be news?
Hide your joy.
I'll see my brother. When do you remember? Nothing.
For sure he remembers, but he knows how dangerous you are. So he's not gonna say.
I'm the most capable house, Your Grace.